Okay, characteristics of functions, part 2. This is only on lines. This is a lot quicker, right? Okay, so here we are again talking about x-intercepts. Where does this line touch the x-axis? So if we go ahead and highlight it like I did, where does it touch? Again, this is just the graph I had. It doesn't exactly touch at 2, but when you do your little sketch, make it touch at 2, and that is going to be our x-intercept, 2, 0. And you see that I already have the 0 because whenever you have an x-intercept, you should have a number and a 0. Now we're talking about y-intercept. Okay, now where does this touch the y-axis? This is this right here. Okay, so on my graph, it touches right here, which is 5. There's no number, but it's directly on that line. So I'm gonna go ahead and we have a 0 and a 5. Okay, I have another graph down here just to try to do 2 examples for you guys. X-axis, where is this touching? At -4. That is my x-intercept. Y-intercept, y-axis, where is this touching? Right here at +1. Now, one thing that you guys are going to notice, the difference between the straight line and either the absolute value or the parabola is that these only have 1 of each, okay? And the absolute value or the parabola have 2 x-intercepts and 1. Here there's just 1 for each, okay? So axis of symmetry. Do you guys remember that we said that there's nowhere where I'm going to cut this line where it's going to look identical to the other side? So we have none. I see I already wrote it over here. None. Okay, domain. What did we say the domain is? All real numbers. And here, when we have a straight line either this way or this way, the range is also all real numbers. Okay, easy. Do you guys see that? Easy, easy. Increasing and decreasing. Is there a point where this changes direction? No. So this is none. None. Okay, the only thing that's a little different or a little bit more complicated is the end behavior, which is right here, right? End behavior. Unlike the parabola or the absolute value, right, where they're both either positive or they're both going to be negative, here we have one arrow pointing one way and one the other way. So we're going to have 1 of each, 1 positive and 1 negative. So we have to follow our arrows here. As x approaches -infinity, as x approaches -infinity, where would I need to go to meet this line? Remember, this is just a small part of it, a window. Where would I need to look? Do I need to look up or do I need to look down to get to my line? I would need to look up, right? Because if I were to extend this here forever, I would need to go up. So that's +infinity. And if as my x is going to +infinity, where does my y go? -infinity. What about this one? As my x approaches -infinity, again, I'm assuming that I realize that I have to extend this. As I go to -infinity, where do I need to go? Down to -infinity as well. As I approach +infinity, where do I go? Up to +infinity. So do you guys see how we have 1 of each for these, the end behavior? That's the difference, okay? Just make sure that you follow what it says as x approaches this, as x approaches this, and you guys should be fine. Any questions? Just make sure to send us something on Remind.